It was in 2011 that I just took my maternity off, and it was just the first week of my holidays. While I was thinking how well I'm going to enjoy these holidays and how well I'm going to enjoy my motherhood, that there came an office person to my home. He was sent from my office, and he delivered me a letter of layoff, and I was laid off just before 3 or 5 days before my due date. So that came as a shock, and I and my husband, both of us, took a lot of time and we processed it, because we both were not ready for that, and we were not prepared for that. And guess what? Just after 3 days, my husband also got laid off, and his company was closing down in the city that we were in, and they were like closing off their office in the city. So he also got laid off, and this came to us as a second shock, and we were frightened, scared, and shocked, and we didn't know what to do. We didn't know how are we going to pay the rent. Forget about dreams, hopes, and wishes. It was now all about survival, and we even didn't know how to pay the rent. We both were nervous, frightened, and tensed. Taking account of the time that was then and the city we were in, finding a job for my husband was also very daunting. But then my husband said that we have to do what we have to do right now, and even if I'm getting a job on a less pay scale, I will join it, and I will see that we are at least surviving this phase, because a lot of expenses had to come and a lot of expenses had to be taken care. And taking account of my situation, I was definitely not in a place to go and find a new job. It took my husband 3 to 4 weeks to find a new job and start the next month. And in these 3 to 4 weeks, the anticipation we had, the wait that we had, it was very, very terrible. But it all ended fine because he found the job. And I remember that he used to acquaint himself with this new industry that he had taken, a completely different industry where he had to learn everything from the scratch. And he took that risk of joining it, and he was open minded, and he was flexible to adapt in this new industry. And for me, I also got a online work from home job from a friend, and I took that job. I gave up the thoughts of trying to relax in this time, and trying to just take care of the baby. I also adapted with this new online opportunity. So this is how we came out of this situation. And I still remember this situation because I remember the lessons that I learned from this situation. So the lessons I learned were that growth always happens outside the comfort zone. This difficult situation challenged us, frightened us, scared us, and whatnot, but it took us out of the comfort zone to take action, to be open, and to take action fast. And had this situation not come, or had this situation was not around, my husband wouldn't have got unstuck from the job, from the industry he was in, where the job prospects were really very low during that time. And there was always, always an insecurity about the niche he was working in, because the prospects and the jobs in that niche were very low. It was quite a unique niche that time. So he came out of that just because we both got a push. And the second thing I learned is that learning is an ongoing journey. We should not stop learning, and we should keep learning and keep updating our skills and stay relevant. And the third lesson I learned was being flexible and adaptive is very, very important to unstuck and to move forward out of the situation. So I became flexible. I also adapted to the situation. I took the online opportunity that I was offered, and I worked in my home every 2 hours. Every 2 hours, I was taking care of my child, and every other 2 hours, I was working from home. I know that we face challenges somewhere or the other in our life as time goes on. And if you resonate with me, comment below to let me know. Bye bye.